Welcome to Press Talk on Television Nigerian. I am Daniel Atai. And with me to look on the paper headlines this morning is
Ade Della. Good morning, Nigerians.
And Ade, we'll go straight to the business of the day. And from this, we have the Business Day newspaper with the writings like agriculture. Say agriculture credit up, but Nigerians pay more for food. Agriculture credit up, but Nigerians pay more for food. You can get that on the Business Daily. And we also have David Bonta Lamini confirmed
Speakers
at Business Day's African Business Convention. And inside you have 4.7 million subscribers.
That 47 million.
47 million subscribers' fate hangs in balance as NIMSI deadline ends. Talking about the National Identification Management Commission and the registration that is going on. How Biden's foreign policy might impact Nigeria. That is Joe Biden, the president-elect of United States of America. How his foreign policy might impact Nigeria. Page 2 of the Business Daily. Still on the Business Daily, do you have any one from there that you want to give us?
On the business, I think that's thereabout on the Business
Yeah.
Daily.
So agriculture credit. Agriculture credit up. That means getting credit for agriculture has gone up, but Nigerians
Still pay
pay
more
more for food.
for food.
That headline, I think Nigerians know what that means, that perhaps the Bank of Industry, the Bank of Agriculture, and credit loans that federal government has been given to cooperatives of agricultural cooperatives to produce food in order for the country to be food sufficient is high. A lot of people have received this money, but we have not seen the commensurate measures, availability of food for Nigerians.
But
and food
those
is still
monies,
going high.
you still need to give them time to reflect in the economy. You know, right?
Yeah, but production of agriculture has just at most 1 year cycle, except for perennial crops. You understand? If it is annual and biannual crops, within a short period of 1 years, there should be profit already from agricultural proceeds. Well, foreign policy, they said Joe Biden's foreign policy might kind of influence Nigerian economy. That you can get the copy and read. Might impact Nigerian economy. Of course, we have had some trade ties with the United States of America under Mr. Trump, the outgoing president. We hope to continue on a robust relationship on trade between America in this Biden's administration. And we have on the This Day newspaper, please get yourself the Business Day newspaper to read. You will see inside of it, you will see a lot of story for you to read. OPS, second lockdown, that is this day's newspaper, will inhibit economic recovery. Second lockdown will inhibit economic recovery. FG alleges conspiracy against COVID-19 vaccines. FG alleges conspiracy against COVID-19 vaccines. That is this day newspaper. What does it mean? The second lockdown will inhibit economic recovery. That means it might fight against economic recovery. The second lockdown, if it is imminent, go to the This Day newspaper, and I think that story could be found on is the biggest headline there. It's the biggest headline there. Do you have something to read for us from the This Day?
Quit notice to headers unconstitutional. Presidency cautions Akeredolu.
Was it a quit notice? Was it a quit notice, or what we read yesterday was a kind of ejecting them from a grazing, from forest reserves. Forest reserve, not
so
quit
no,
notice.
No, that is also a quit notice.
No, this was what we analyzed yesterday. That some newspaper,
their caption,
yeah, some media houses,
yes,
the caption, they brought a kind of conflicting captions. While some were saying quit notice was given to people to leave Ondo State, others captured it that it was prevention from grazing at the Ondo State Forest Reserve. Of course, Forest Reserve is a reserve of the state government. That if the state government says nobody should graze inside the forest reserve, you have to obey. That is quite different from quit notice. Like some headlines were saying, 7 days ultimatum was given to Mieti Alas and Fulani people to leave Ondo State. But that wasn't the case. To be fair to the governor, because from the feelings we've gotten and what we have read from his statement is about the forest reserve. Like in first world countries, of course, where they say this is a reserve, whether forest reserve or food reserve, you are not supposed to trespass. You are not supposed to trespass.
But now that the federal government has come out to say that it's unconstitutional for him to do that.
No. It is not unconstitutional for him to say people should not graze at the reserve, the forest reserve. It is unconstitutional if, by what the papers, other newspaper headlines interpreted him to have said, that they should be ejected. They were given 7 days ultimatum to leave Ondo State. You understand me? So this is where the federal government actually could be right if that was what they were trying to address. But if they were trying to address the issue of grazing reserve, the forest reserve, that people should not, herders should not herd their flocks in the forest reserve, the government wouldn't have ordinarily issued a statement. It was because of the conflicting headlines from the newspapers and media houses that made the FG to have released the statement, because just the way the FG released the statement to Muslim groups in Sokoto State when they threatened Kuka, that they said Bishop Kuka should leave Sokoto State. And within 24 hours, the FG responded by issuing a statement to them that they have no power to say so and that they should apologize or face the consequences. You understand? So FG is doing its work based on what the feelers they get from the media, and that is why a media house must have vivid and explicit information that they disseminate out there to the public.
And then there's a writer over there also, we can see, urges dialogue in resolving security challenges, ask governors to show restraint.
Of course.
That's a writer of that, that news that we just read. Then,
urges dialogues in resolving
security challenges. This thing is all about the security challenges that is caused by these headers. You get, and their presence in different states.
Well, if you want to know more about the detail of that story, get the This Day newspaper, and the headline is there. You get to read it and take that story continues from the first page to page 8 of This Day newspaper. Of course, there must be dialogue when it comes to security issues. Now let's move to
we have The Nation.
No, we're still on the This Day newspaper. At the bottom, we have a Lawan. Say, armed forces doing good job of reversing insecurity. That is, I think, it's coming from Lawan, maybe the Senate president. Say, armed forces doing good job of reversing insecurity. And of course, the picture, the photo speak there. I think this is Onyema. I heard, I'm saying, welcome to Nigeria. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Chief Adeniyi Adebanjo, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chief Geoffrey Onyema, and Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and President Patrick Talon of Republic of Benin during Talon's visit to the presidential villa Abuja yesterday. So they are welcoming the Benin Republic president to the country. That is a photo speak that you can see at the front page of the Tuesday newspaper. The Nation, you said you want to say something about the Nation.
Okay, quickly. In the Nation, you see government spent 1.85 trillion on food import during border closure.
That is the biggest headline. Government spent 1.85 trillion naira on food import during border closure. That is economic blow. Anyway.
Most of the news item of news we have today is basically on the economy.
Yeah, because we need an economic revitalization or economic revamp.
Yes.
And if a second lockdown is imminent, and of course you have seen the rider that it could inhibit the economic plan, the growth plan that has been postulated by the economic team of Mr. President for the next 1 year, one fiscal year, or the next 2 years. And we have at the top of that paper, the Nation newspaper, is 160.2 million SIMs yet to be linked with NIN. Yet to be linked with NIN. 160.2 million SIMs yet to be linked with NIN.
Dan, let me quickly ask you, with regards to this NIN registration, have you seen the NIMSI app?
Yeah, the NIMSI app, yesterday I was reading the Tribune newspaper, and they said that the app is out.
No, the app has been since like 2 weeks.
Okay, I've not downloaded it. I have not made
there
any
are challenges.
attempt.
I saw the app like yesterday night, and I read people's review. There are lots of challenges, though some people got registered narrowly. But I think the technicality behind it is that they should do consultation.
And I think why the FG is rushing on this, it is because they want to use that to get some security details. But it is not going to be too late, even if they give more time for the registration to be done properly, for people to link up their NINs, and then the NINs too should work with other biometric agencies, like, of course, like the Central Bank for BVN, linking up with other biometric registrations that we have done in the country before now. Even at that, if you want to trace criminals, you want to trace calls, you want to trace chats, you want to trace anything, you could still do that. You could still do that. So we need more time. Nigerians need more time in order to be properly linked up with the NIN, linked up with their SIM card. And then we have the second rider there says, Amotekun. I think it's Amotekun I'm saying. Amotekun recovers 8 sacks of weapons from bandits. 8 sacks of weapons from bandits. That is Amotekun. Amotekun, wow, that is great. That is great. Then we have ex-CPC chief makes case for power shift to South. Or you have to pay Osun 8 billion on Laotech. The whole stories are there. I think they put the page there, page 5 and page 27 of the Nation newspaper. Ex-CPC chief makes case for power shift to South. When it's a power shift to South, Are you talking about the southwest? Are you talking about the southeast? Are you talking about the south-south? Stories or rumors have it that the ex-president Jonathan could contest for his second term to complete it come 2023, to complete his second tenure. Well, it is still under rumor, but there is no smoke without fire.
Fire.
We also know that.
No, if he wants to contest, that's not.
He's eligible. He's from the south. He's from the south. So, if the ruling party and the opposition party at the federal level chooses to zone their candidature to the south, it is now left for the mathematics to be evenly done.
We need the political actors.
Yes, the political actors, the south from the southwest, the southeast, the south-south. And if you look at it, if you look at very well the political juggernaut and the cohesiveness of the southwest politicians and their ability to produce one leader up front, their ability to rally around one person up front from the southwest is what usually give them the pace ahead of others. Other southern regions like the southeast and the south-south. If you look at southwest now in the All Progressive Congress, you look at the southeast in the All Progressive Congress, and you look at the south-south in the All Progressive Congress, you will discover that the southwest is more formidable, more cohesive, has more tenacity, and to rifting power from the north. But even if you come to the PDP, which is one of the largest party in Africa too, the southeastern part, you see loopholes there. It is more cohesive in the south-south, more tenacious in the south-south compared to the south.
So
west.
what would you accrue to this,
and
difference
the personalities
in the political terrain?
Yeah, the personalities coming out. If the former president, the ex-president, is slugging it out in PDP from the south-south, and the Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, I'm talking about Jonathan from the PDP coming out, and then if the feelers I'm getting and we are getting rather, that Amechi may contest from the APC from South-South region, the formidability of APC in the South-South compared to the PDP, you see that the PDP seems to be ahead, you understand, seems to be ahead in terms of political tenacity at the grassroots there. So, but the Southwest, there is nothing like PDP presence there in terms of rifting power. You get what I'm saying? Rifting power. Because of the juggernaut, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that has captured that area for his own party and strongly a candidate to beat. You understand? If he dares to contest. And I could also see that even some south-south region of the APC may even support his aspiration. However, let's be watching. And don't forget the role that the president, the former president, ex-Jonathan, has played by peaceful transition of power to the current administration. You know, at their level, they don't play party politics. It is at the level of the masses that we see party politics at play. At the level of these hierarchies, this elite, they seem to play interest. They play interest more than partisanship. And so if the romances that the ex-president have been having with Aso Rock is anything to go by, then we we know that is having eyes on 2023. More of that. Are you in the Punch already? We are still on The Nation. I say, in The Nation newspaper, order on herders to vacate forests. Presidency cautions Akeredolu. Orders on herders to vacate. You can see this is another different headline. Order on herders to vacate forests. You see? Presidency cautions Akeredolu, and this will make it look like the President Buhari's administration is intervening because they call Fulani herders. This is what this headline wants to project. You see, on forest, not to vacate forest, not to vacate the state. You understand? So this one is highly indicative. And the complication here
so do you think this one is clearer? This one is more clearer. Because they can vacate the forest without leaving the state.
How can you say they should not vacate the forest?
No, I said they should vacate the forest.
It said order on herders to vacate the forest. Presidency cautions Akeredolu.
Yes, not like they shouldn't vacate the forest.
This is to tell you that the president is against Akeredolu for saying that they should vacate the forest.
No.
But the forest is a state reserve.
It's a state reserve, of course.
And the forest is a reserve where the state might not want grazing to take place.
So is it outrightly right for him to say they should leave the state, as the other papers have portrayed it?
It is not outrightly right for the
other
to say
headline. Let's go back quickly to the other headline.
State.
The other headline.
But what I want you to get here.
I get it.
Okay.
I already, because the other headline says they should vacate. It was cautioned.
This one is more explicit, but it is not what the presidency means. It is not what the presidency. Have you read the story of what the presidency? What the president is saying, that telling people to vacate the state is unconstitutional. But when you say people should vacate the forest grazing reserve, it is not unconstitutional to me.
Now, you look at
it is not a grazing reserve per se.
Quickly look at it these days. Saying quick notice to headers. You just mentioned quick notice to headers. Unconstitutional. So now, is it that Akeredolu cannot order them to either leave the forest or the state?
This is where the presidency will be right. When you say quick notice to headers to leave, quick notice, is it quick notice to leave the forest or quick notice to leave the entire state?
No, we are now saying that either to leave the state or the forest, he has still been cautioned.
Well, he has still been cautioned. The point, from the prism or the perspective I'm viewing it, is that the presidency was misinformed by the different headlines before now. You understand?
Okay.
The misinformation is that I read in some headlines where they said Akeredolu ordered Fulani herdsmen to vacate Ondo State. And other writers had it that the forest reserve is what he's talking about.
Yes.
So that means they have grazing area or grazing routes or ranches within the state. But there is nothing wrong for people to practice the best acceptable practices, which is ranching. And that is where I also would want to fault the FG, because the cattle rearers should have either personal ranches, or they have government or state ranches or local government ranches. Now, the blueprint, like in the case of Benue, what the State Assembly of Benue State and the governor promulgated was that the state will provide grazing land. And the grazing land will be in form of ranching, where everybody, if you have animal, including indigenous there, you must keep your animals within the ranch. Not only cow, including even birds. Nothing should be seen, prowling the street.
Are they going to buy those lands?
No, it is not. The government have land reserves where people can graze. Abattoirs, like in the old days, we used to have those things. So why not revamp those things? Instead of the city of Abuja, for instance, you see cows roaming the street. You know, kind of dragging space with vehicles.
And it's not like there's any grass here.
And it's not like there is any grass. What is this prowling cows? What are they doing? What is it about? Prowling animals on the street is wrong. And when you also want to prowl animals in the forest or farmlands, you don't make attempt of destroying people's farms. This is food we are talking about. People who are not even working with the government, farmers who are subsistence farmers, they need what to eat, they grow what they eat and what their children eat and what they use in training, paying school fees of their children. And sometimes these herders take their cattle to the farm and destroy everything. I can't be in support of that kind of nonchalant attitude. It's wickedness to me. So if you want to do business, ensure that your business have jurisdiction. Your business cannot be all over the country. And if your business must be all over the country, it must not be trespassing and infringing other people's rights. You can't come to my farm and destroy my farm and leave me to nothing.
No, excuse me.
So that is one. So the FG must get it right. Getting it right is very simple. Build ranches.
For how? How would they build ranches?
State government have lands. Federal government
and then they give
lands.
them for free?
Yes, not for free. There are certain amount of income, taxes and proceeds you make from there. They must not even buy it. The government can own it. The federal government can own lands in state. Of course, the federal government have lands in state. How many cows do we see in most of those states? Even if there are 1 million cows in a state, you can provide ranches in three senatorial districts for them to be.
I don't even support that.
Why I support it is that it will. Okay, which one do you support? You support them prowling rather?
No. You want to do a business, you look for the best way to do it. The best acceptable practices. The Fulani man is a businessman.
If he's a businessman and is causing insecurity problems, what resolution would you think the government should do?
The header should...
It is not only Fulani men
that's what I'm saying.
That owns those cattle.
If you decide to own...
There are people in my state, there are politicians that own cattle more than Fulani men. But they hire those Fulani guys to also carry these...
So they don't label the government to now begin to provide for their personal businesses.
Government is supposed to do what? Secure lives and properties. Look at it from that angle.
Yes.
You understand? And in doing that, the government can provide ranches.
Can make laws.
Not only making laws.
Yes. Once they say
people are paying taxes now.
People should ranch their animals, go and ranch it. You don't wait for government. It's just like I say, I want to start a shoemaking factory and I'm waiting for government to give me a land.
But people are getting loan from the government.
Yeah,
credit
that's
from
different.
Agricultural
you
credit
get a
from
loan
the government
to run your business.
Yeah,
run your business for you.
Where you get the good. If you get the loan, you can build your own ranch.
Yes,
but the government on its
go as far as building a ranch.
Fundamentally,
they wouldn't use it.
Our country is agricultural producing nation, so there is nothing wrong for the government to have
make those things
their own ranches
and make laws.
Their own ranches, the government FG ranches across the 36 states, including FCT, so that you can even put on rent for them. Government can even employ people who are unemployed to produce grasses, produce water, bring these for the cows to eat. There is nothing wrong.
Maybe
you can generate
some
income.
Of them.
Like former Minister Audogbe said, they are going to Brazil to bring grasses for cows to eat. So there's nothing wrong if government provides these things. But the government should not take laws. The FG now should not take state laws into its hands by making some unguided statement that usurp on their strength. No, it is wrong.
It's wrong.
Do what you are expected to do so that the state too will do theirs, and the individuals who are farmers, it could be herders, you could be a pig farmer, whatever farmer that you want. You can also do your own part. We just want peace in the country. The 21st century society does not allow cows to be prowling on the street. It is not only illegal. The president himself has his own ranch in Katsina. You understand? And he ranches his cows. So others should borrow a leaf, and the government have the wherewithal to providing ranches for people who wants to even rent. You understand? So that the issue of these Fulani herders moving from one farmland to the other can stop.
Quickly, let's go to the point. We are running out of time. Okay, so INEC planning to make NIN compulsory for voters registration. That's the big headline on the Punch.
That is a good one.
Commissions plan hitch-free registrations amid COVID-19 pandemic. NIN SIM linkage to assist in fishing out criminals, says federal government.
You can link only about 7 SIM cards.
Yes, to that your NIN
to
number.
One national identification number.
Okay, crowds overwhelm NIMC centers as NIN holders rise to 47.8 million.
It is the crowd aspect that I'm concerned about. That if the FG is giving ultimatum, COVID-19 is also saying people should not gather. You understand? COVID-19 is also saying social distances. So what do you make out of all this?
You should be able to register NIMC,
Yeah,
NIN through your phone.
Through your phone. Through your phone.
That's why I was talking about it.
And there must be extension of time. The deadline should not be should be extended.
Yeah.
Extended even for the next 1 year. Okay, when they brought BVN, how long did we comply to BVN? It took even Jonathan himself for 6 months to get his verification done. You understand? So they should allow people ample time to do what? To ensure that they register their uneducated parents who are in the village, or any uneducated ones who are in the village who don't even know what kind of text message they are getting and how they can go about it. So we need more time.
Okay, so government kidnapped Lagos Varsity Deputy VC in Nasarawa, demands 20 million naira.
Yes,
Security
issue.
Security is still going on. Oyo to pay Oshun 8 billion naira for, we got that news before. I think that is there about that.
Well, if you want to have all the stories, you check the Punch newspaper. A lot of riders there, and they say Trump Sean's bidding as new president inauguration holds today. Trump Sean's bidding. Joe Biden of the United States of America, the president-elect, as inauguration holds today. Mixed reactions trail Okorocha's call for new political alliance. Is it new political party that we want, or ability to implement political party blueprints and manifestos? That is the difference. So party could be acronyms. Individuals that drives the party are what matters. The characters and their behavior are what matters, and not changing party. Anyway, we will say from here, congratulations to the president-elect of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris.
Congratulations.
As any moment from now, they will be inaugurated to office as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the United States of America, God's own country. We will hook up with them later on to bring you good news, maybe perhaps tomorrow, about what is transpiring in faraway United States of America. About 3 of our own Nigerians, Nigerian Americans, have been appointed into several offices under Biden's administration that will kickstart today. I think that will be all on the headlines so far that we have. Do yourself a good pleasure by having those newspapers and read the rest of what the stories. This is where we'll stop on the newspaper headlines. Press Talk on Television Nigerian. I have been Daniel Atai, and he has been
Ade Dela.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.